This may be a fast stream. It is December 23rd. It's about 11 a.m. We're in Washington, D.C. on F Street. This is the back of the Willard Hotel, the historic Willard Hotel. That little door straight ahead is the soon-to-be new home of Farney's Pens. Looking forward to that for all your fountain pen needs. Hey, Johnny. But we're here. I'm doing some very last Christmas shopping, grabbing some gift cards and gift certificates from the restaurants I love. So I'm right here at the Hamilton. If any of my family members are watching, you know where you're going to be taking me, to the Hamilton. But we're going to take a quick walk over to see the National Christmas tree in front of the White House today. Traffic's very light, not a lot of people working today. Maybe I'm the only one here working today. The historic Hotel Washington, another beautiful example of amazing architecture. That's the restaurant that from the rooftop bar, you get a really good view of the White House. And that's where I could prove that part of the White House was not torn down forever. It was just rebuilt. That's all. And it needed some much needed renovation. That's really sweet, Johnny. I will make sure that I share your hello, and I wish you and your family a fantastic Christmas or holiday or whatever you celebrate. I'm a Merry Christmas person. Let's check out the decorations here in front of the beautiful Hotel Washington. And since there's not a lot of traffic, I can hang out in the street just a bit and give you all a really good view of the motifs around the windows in this beautiful example of architecture with a lot of Art Deco flair in this building. And some very jolly. Oh, Johnny, you are so sweet. That is so kind of you. Welcome. Welcome to being a librarian with me. Thank you so much. Hey, Sandy. But check out these beautiful decorations here in very tropical colors. Pinks and oranges here at the Hotel Washington in Washington, D.C. Johnny, I really appreciate that. So what I'm planning for the member content is a lot of the completist lists. So I've only posted one, my completist, just the list of the Metropolitan line stations in London. But I have like 72 hours of video to edit. So that'll be going up on the members only list too. So it's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Next week on December 29th is my 1 year as a YouTuber. And it's been a fabulous year. I've met all of you and gotten some great questions. And we've had just tons of fun. And I've always been an explorer. And it's nice to have folks along with me. It really is. And part of my vocation is to share history. And part of that is not just looking backward, but recording our history today. And this is the Treasury building here. And for a change, there is not construction going on this side of the Treasury building. Do a backflip. No. Hello, Red Blue. Hey, Slow Burn. Nice to see you. So we're walking really quickly down from F Street. This is 15th Street in Washington, D.C. We're not going to take time to look at all the cool things. There's a lot of cool things in the sidewalk here on 15th Street. This is what's called the extra mile. These are people who have volunteered their time as points of light to make the world a better place. But we're not going to do that today because we're heading to The national Christmas tree here at the White House. What is that stick pointing in the sky? There you go. That's the Washington Monument. We are this close to the Washington Monument and this close to the White House. Now we're going to be on the south side of the White House, which is not the best view of the White House. I actually like the view from Pennsylvania Avenue, but this is where the Christmas tree is. So we're definitely going to take a look at the Christmas tree. We need a female president. Well, we need the best president. Male, female, whatever. This is a peek at the historic Willard Hotel. I've done a video on historic hotels in Washington, D.C., actually a live stream. So check that out. We won't be looking at that today either. I feel like I'm telling you all the things we won't be looking at today. But we will be looking at the White House Christmas tree. And we're heading over there right now if we don't get hit by someone on a scooter like that. Hello, Original Fighting Falcon. Great to meet you. So I do little walking tours around Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, wherever I happen to be. It's a work day today, but I'm taking a little lunch break to check out the White House Christmas tree because we haven't checked it out yet. We did take a look at the Capitol tree, the People's tree, last weekend, or the weekend before last. Hi, Lindley girl. No, I think I'm okay here, but thank you. Compliment a stranger. I will do that. I'll do that. I will compliment a stranger. I'm all about that. Now, I'm walking super fast for two reasons. Number one, I'm on my lunch break. Number two, it's cold. Number three, well, for three reasons, it might rain. As you can see, a cloudy day today. But normally I would be telling you all about the amazing architecture and sites in this area. So here on 15th Street, hey AWOL, here on 15th Street is the World War I Memorial. We're not getting a very good look at it here. The Willard Hotel. And of course you can see the Washington Monument straight ahead. Thank you for your service. See, I complimented a stranger. Someone said compliment a stranger. I complimented a stranger. This is the south side. Hey, Stasis Geek, James, how are you doing? Climb the monument? No. Here's why. Here's why we won't climb the monument. Number one, it's a lot of steps, but that's not the issue. This is just my personal opinion about the Washington Monument. The history of the monument is so much more interesting than going up in the monument itself. Once you go up in the monument, the view is not that great. The windows are tiny, and you have to huddle around other people to get a view of the windows. Now, I'm sure that is sacrilege to people who love the Washington Monument, so I do apologize. But I'm not a big fan. It's a long wait. The history's great. But to get up there and then you're peering out these little tiny windows to see a view that I can see from my office, you know. Hey, Pete, hello. Nice to see you. All my friends are here. So, the Heretical Nerd is a gaming streamer. Check out his channel. Stasis Geek, also gaming streamer and a film buff. And I'm very honored to join him on his channel on Saturdays, usually Saturdays, for Film Club. So please do check out Stasis Geek's channel and the Heretical Nerd. Both of you pop your links in the chat. Please feel free to do that anytime. You both have my permission to do that all the time. Yeah, I'm walking super fast. Hey, Abe. This place is full of serious. Yes. Nah, it's safe here. It's really safe here. All right, I'm walking really fast, but once we get up to the lawn, I will slow down, I promise. Just want to make sure we get a good view before any rain starts here. Viper, oh my God, all my friends are here. All my friends are here today. That's so awesome. Monday is my 1 year as an official YouTuber live streaming. I made videos previously. I'm so behind in making videos. But Monday is 1 year since I finished all my embassies in Washington, D.C. And I decided to go live on the last embassy. And Highlander was the first person to join me. Okay. Yeah, chat, behave. So all around Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, Philadelphia as well. Let me back up. You'll find so much history. This sign specifically references the War of 1812, fought between 1812 and 1814, and all the historic places associated with that war. So here we're in Washington, D.C., where the Brits eventually burned the White House, and things were looking quite grim for the United States at that time. But the plucky people of Baltimore beat back the Brits in Baltimore Harbor at Fort McHenry, which you see right there front and center, right across the harbor from where I grew up. And that was that, and we took care of that. But here, it wasn't such a good situation. The White House ablaze, and yes, it was ablaze. And we've done a tour, previously we've done a walking tour. This picture shows those at the White House trying to save the historic artwork from being burned by the Brits, particularly George Washington's portrait. Those portraits and some really important documents were taken to a house just a few steps from here on Pennsylvania Avenue, and we've done a tour of where that house is. Hello, where are we? We're in Washington, D.C. We're on the south lawn of the White House, and we're just about to see the amazing White House Christmas tree. I should have celebrated with a coffee and a Dana. A hot tea would be good right now. A hot tea would be really good right now. Hey, Barbara, nice to see you. All right, let's make our way to this tree. Now, 2 weeks ago, we checked out the People's Tree in front of the Capitol, on the west lawn of the Capitol. And that tree came from Nevada, from a national forest in Nevada. It was decorated all about Nevada. This tree, we'll find out where this tree is from in just a second. Now, I know I'm not here at night. It would certainly look better at night, but it might be raining at night, so I'm here during the day, and I'm on my lunch. Well, Beckruz, that is your right to do. I don't think you were subscribed anyway, so it's pretty cool if you unsubscribed. That's amazing. Faye, it's great to see. All my friends are here today. Is everyone taking the day off work? Abe is here. AWOL's here. James is here. Viper's here. Pete is here. Faye is here. I think the party can start now. Hello, you're Patty Chandan. Nice to see you. Great view of the Washington Monument here. And a great photo with people, all these people taking their photos. That's so great. Official White House Christmas tree ornament hours here. So the shop doesn't open until 1:30, but I get an official White House Christmas ornament every year. It is the most important thing that I ask for from my family is the White House Christmas tree. So, story of the national tree. Oh, it's all the America 250 trees. How wonderful. And there's a little bit of music up here, so we'll try to talk over it. North Dakota, from the lovely kids at Jefferson Elementary School in North Dakota. A bison up there. Nice. Hello, Axelorzora. Here's America 250. Next year, we celebrate 250 years of being a nation. So it's 250 years from 1776 next year. Pretty cool. Over here, territory of the Northern Mariana Islands, a United States. What is a 250 tree? Yeah, it's to celebrate next year. 250 years of being the United States. North Carolina's tree, created by the Hunter Magnet Elementary School. These are some beautiful ornaments. North Carolina. New York, created by the Francis de Sales Catholic Academy. Good job, kids. So I see a theme here. They obviously all had these round ornaments to color in. New Mexico. New Jersey. Okay, I will call out all 50 states, but there's Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Don't ask me the difference between a state and a commonwealth. That'll be a whole conversation. Puerto Rico. Oregon. Looking back at New Jersey, John F. Kennedy Primary School created these. New Hampshire. Mason Elementary and McDonough Elementary. No, I have not said Michigan yet. Let's find the Michigan tree. Over there we see Rhode Island, South Carolina. Does every state give trees every year? No, every state has a tree decorated every year, but they're different. They look different every year. Oklahoma and the children of Bryant Elementary School decorated that one. Back to Nevada, the Classical Conversations Homeschool Co-op of South Reno. So Nevada had 2 trees to decorate this year because Nevada got the tree in front of the Capitol this year. Ohio, Nebraska. A nativity scene. And this morning, the National Menorah started coming down because Hanukkah's over. The National Menorah, you can see it in pieces there. The National Menorah was here, kind of where I'm showing, but it's coming down right now. So happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate. This one is Montana. And across the way, you can see South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Missouri. All right, I'm still looking for Michigan, whoever asked me for Michigan. Yeah, it's kind of nice to see a nativity scene in front of the White House. Mississippi. That's beautiful magnolia. That's a really nice one. Check out the magnolia. Okay, they went for the magnolias for sure. The children of Benedict Day School. Great job, kids of Benedict Day School. Texas. Minnesota. Okay, they're in alphabetical order. I figured it out now. There's Michigan. So here is, okay, so try to get a really good view since someone asked me about Michigan. Can we see the giant pit that was the People's House? The People's House is Congress, and we've visited that. We have visited that recently. Beautiful ornaments. I'm going to have to try to talk over this music. The estate of the Carpenters will claim this video. Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And the kids of Dighton Elementary School did that one. The Virgin Islands over here. My state, Maryland. Awesome. And the kids of Churchill Elementary. I know where that is. So we have some beautiful ornaments showing our state flag, which is a heraldic flag. It's that beautiful gold and black and red and white. We have a good old Chesapeake Bay Retriever here, the state dog. We have the Bay Bridge. We have the beach. We have our black-eyed Susan flowers. We have a farm because that's our heritage. Awesome. Great job, kids at Churchill Elementary in Maryland. Virginia across the way. Maine. Beautiful hot air balloon there. And some fish. That's a nice ornament there. Great job, kids. Kids at Zipple Elementary School. That's a good name. Why is YouTube bothering me? Daryl, I'll get a claim. And most of the time, if I challenge it, it's fine. But when I was at the Museum of the American Indian and there was just music playing outside, they would not release the claim. So I had to take down that video. I am from Maryland, Faye. I am from Maryland. Other times I can just mute over the video. Sometimes that works. But other time that really messes with the video. This is Kentucky. Look at that one. Cumberland Falls. That's beautiful. The kids at Sublimity Elementary. Why do we decorate trees again? It's a German thing? I don't know. I tend to do whatever's festive. District of Columbia and the kids from Capitol Hill Christian Academy. And these all look like White House ornaments, Washington monuments, capitals. A nice view here of the row of trees. Hi, Surgeon Duck. Nice to meet you. Hi there, nameless. We're here at the National Christmas Tree at the White House on the South Lawn. Straight ahead, dead ahead. In the center-ish of the screen is the Jefferson Memorial. The monuments and memorials in Washington, D.C. are designed, purposely designed. They're just not here willy-nilly. There are so many places where you can get a view of multiple monuments and memorials, which is kind of cool. So from this part of the White House, you can see the Washington Monument and the Jefferson Memorial. And from the east side of the White House, you get a really good view of the Capitol. And from the Capitol, you can see the Supreme Court. Kansas, and we see the Wizard of Oz and beautiful sunflowers. Okay, this may be the most colorful. The children at Lenexa Hills Elementary did a great job. What did they do with the national tree after the holiday? I do not know. I don't know if it's been chopped or if the root ball is still there and maybe it's replanted. I have no idea. Delaware and the kids at John Bassett Moore Intermediate School. Lots of butterflies and ladybugs and flowers on these ornaments. Here's Connecticut. The kids at Gaffney Elementary School. Great job. If I've missed a state or two, I'm so sorry. Here's Iowa. decorated by the kids of Earlham Elementary School and the Ruth Van Ayrshire Community School. With birds. I don't know those birds. My dad would know those birds. Indiana, decorated by Rockport Elementary. Hi, Sizzle Moonsong. Nice to see you. Colorado, with ornaments featuring the Rocky Mountains. And a beautiful flower. And I'll have to look up what flower that is. I'm sure it's the state flower. I just don't know what it is. Minnequaw Elementary School. Sizzle Moonsong, you are absolutely right. During the holidays, it's really hard for people to be alone. So that's a great reminder. Here's California with the Golden Gate Bridge, some flowers. Disney in Beverly Hills, I don't know if that's something to celebrate. That's just me. The kids at Palisade Charter Elementary School. The Bureau of Indian Education with animals decorating that tree. And then Illinois over here, and Idaho right here, Bickle Elementary School. We'll do a circuit and then we'll come back around. Oh, this is the song that will definitely get me claimed. And this is the national tree. So if you were with me at the United States Capitol, you saw a really narrow, tall, I think it's called a red pine, from the state of Nevada. This one is more proportional. And this is quite beautiful. I'm sure it's beautiful at night, but during the day, it still looks dazzling with those gold Christmas balls and glittering lights. Really beautiful. Oh, yeah. Actually, I disagree with you on that one, Sizzle Moon Song. I think the Capitol tree is terrible this year. If you see my video, you'll check it out. I think this one is beautiful. But that's just me. Everyone entitled to your opinion. I just think this one is more proportional. But not to miss Wyoming, Wisconsin, and West Virginia. For me, one of the most beautiful states. Next to my own state of Maryland. I adore West Virginia. Hey, Chester. Very nice to see you. I do adore West Virginia. And then there you go. We'll walk around and get a view of the White House. Yeah, when lit, so the tree at the Capitol is multicolor, and so if you're a fan of the multicolor lights, then yes, that one is different. This one is, the white lights, the amber lights. I know Mr. Schultz is gonna get. It's not. I forget who wrote this song, but yeah, this will blast my video today. This will kill it. This song right here. As much as I try to talk over it. All right. So this one, Department of Defense. So the United States has schools all around the nation, all around the world, and those who serve in our military, their children, have contributed ornaments to this tree. Particularly the children of Sembach Elementary School in Germany. So Merry Christmas to all of the men and women serving around the world. Arkansas, Arizona. Hey, Ben, it's great to see you. Everybody's here. Everybody's here. Ben is here. James was here. Abe was here. AWOL's here. Viper's here. Faye is here. Johnny was here. Johnny was the first one here. Johnny wins. Hello, Felix. Merry Christmas. All right, I'm going to try to say this school. Princess Nahiena Ena Elementary School. Beautiful floral ornaments there. Guam. Let's see what's over here. Whoops. The territory of the American Samoa. Pava'ai Elementary School. If I'm saying that incorrectly, I do apologize. Alaska, Georgia. Let's see if we see some pecans or pecans. Peaches. I see peaches. I see peaches. Florida with some beautiful landscapes and oranges. There's oranges for Florida. The children at Cornerstone Charter Academy decorated this tree. And then, of course, our first state alphabetically, Alabama, with some beautiful flowers. All right, we've seen all 50 states, all the territories, our children around the world with their parents who serve in the United States military, our native peoples. Straight ahead, the Jefferson Memorial and the Washington Monument. The National Christmas tree right here on the south side of the White House on the ellipse. And straight ahead, the White House. Now, I always say this is not my favorite view of the White House. The view from Pennsylvania Avenue is much better. You can get much closer to the White House. Oh, look, they're cleaning the fountain. Look at that. I don't know if you can see the guy with the big sweeper there. He's clean. Usually there's a big, huge fountain in front of the White House here, and he's cleaning it. This is the back of the White House. This is the south side. This marker here, this 0 milestone. So we've had a whole conversation about this. This on a map marks the center of Washington, D.C. All distances to Washington, D.C., like, on your GPS, are measured from this marker. But this is not the geographic center of Washington, D.C. It's not. It's also not the street center of Washington, D.C., because we are at about, obviously, 16th Street, right? So if this were the center, we'd be on North Capitol Street. If we were on the center, laterally. So this is 16th Street. So we're 16 streets to the west of the map center. But this is the one they measure from. So I know that's really confusing. So when people see this milestone, they think this is the geographic center. It's not. It's just here because this is the White House, which is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So this would be 16th Street here. So yeah, so that's confusing. It's a confusing marker. Hey, Clyde, it's great to see you. Daryl's here too. All my friends are here today. That's fantastic. The streets, they're not a pentagram. No, they're not. They are a wheel and spoke on a planned grid pattern using Paris, France as an influence, and also like the what not to do of London and Rome as an influence. So they didn't want to have like higgledy-piggledy streets going everywhere like London does, which is charming and I adore. This was a planned city. It was not an organic city. It did not grow up from, Baltimore grew up from the port of Baltimore. Philadelphia grew up from the port of Philadelphia. Same with New York. St. Louis grew up as a trade center. Those sort of things. DC was a planned city because it was parts of it that we stand on today are uninhabitable. Were uninhabitable. It was a swamp, literally a swamp. So the great thing about that was it had the opportunity to be architected and planned, which if you look at what's called, you look at the plan of Pierre L'Enfant, and then you look at the Macmillan plan, look at those two maps of Washington, D.C., you can see the great care taken to kind of organize the city architecturally. So before I keep going about more boring stuff, I'll stop talking about the architecture now. Yeah, it was supposed to be 10 square miles, and it's a square, it's a diamond, right? It was a square, with 2/3 of it coming from Maryland and 1/3 of it from what is now Alexandria, Virginia. And the Maryland parts also included the city of Georgetown, which had already been established as a trade center. And in the early 1800s, before the Civil War, Alexandria decided it didn't want to be part of Washington, D.C. anymore, and it retroceded the land back to Virginia. So D.C. is kind of a 2/3 of a square, but on its side. So I'm getting even more boring now talking about the architecture, which I adore. So we're going to wave bye-bye to the White House behind that tree. And take one last look at this beautiful Christmas tree here. Well, the swamp was down in Foggy Bottom, which is that way, but it also did incur here where the National Mall is. So the swamp coming from the Potomac River would have been in this direction, but the Tiber River also flowed over here more on the east side of what is now the National Mall. And there's actually a lock keeper's house in the middle of the National Mall. And you would wonder, why on earth is what is a lock keeper's house doing there? Because a canal also ran through where the National Mall is. So there's a lot of water in a lot of different directions, all filled in. Now, parts of Virginia, which is, the lights just came on. They kind of blinked. That was interesting. The lights just got brighter, or the sky got darker. Don't know. They built the Capitol, it fell into the swamp. They built another one, it fell into the swamp. Yeah, pretty much. Figuratively, that is true, Daryl. They took out a whole river. They didn't take out a whole river. The Potomac is still there, but the swampy area around it was filled in. The National Christmas Tree has been located on this site in front of you since 1973. Good old Calvin Coolidge was the first president to light the national tree. That's pretty cool. And they started blasting Christmas carols in 1932. How nice. They should have let you build it. Yeah, the grass is dead. So Gordak, this is winter. We are now in winter, but we're really happy that we're really happy that actually the days are getting longer. We've passed the 21st of December. We've passed whatever equinox that is, and the days are getting longer. So yeah, so spring is coming. You never hear Calvin Coolidge. So one of my kids did a project on Calvin Coolidge, so I know a lot about Calvin Coolidge, who's actually a really underrated president. Quite a cool guy. And a lot of them actually are. We're so quick to judge and criticize people. It is a very hard job. Oh, so it's not the equinox, it's the solstice. Thank you, Sizzle Moon Song. The winter solstice. Thank you for that. Well, everyone, I want to thank you for joining me on my little lunchtime jaunt here. I need to get back to business. And I just want to thank you for being here. And for so many people joining me today on this little impromptu walk, this will be my last live stream until Christmas. So I want to wish you and your families a very, very Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday you celebrate. Just a very peaceful time. I wish you joy and happiness and peace and fun. And I will see you all right after the new year, because we need to celebrate my 1 year. My 1 year as a live YouTuber is on the 29th of December, so we'll do something to celebrate. Viper, have a wonderful Christmas. It was so great to see you. Really great to see you. And yes, I'm happy to share the great state we did from the great state of Michigan. Everyone, have a wonderful Christmas. Take care.